There is nothing like spending money on something and not liking it. Whether it is a bad haircut, a meal you're super excited about that just doesn't hit the spot, or your brand. I want to save you the time, money, and frustration of hiring someone to work on your brand and getting bad results. So in this video, I'm going to share the 6 things you must know before you hire someone to work on your brand. Let's go. All right, welcome back to Branding for Badasses. If you don't know me by now, my name is Liz Marie and I am a brand strategist, creative director, designer, lover of all things branding, and my mission in life is to help women and BIPOC entrepreneurs overcome brand chaos, get clear on their brand, and level up their business, make more money, all so that we can overcome the systems that exist and have real power. Let's get into this. When you're bringing on someone to work on your brand, whether you're building a brand from scratch, whether you're rebranding, you may not know what you're getting into. And I have so many people come to me all the time and they're like, well, what if I get a logo I don't like? What if I spend money on this and I don't like the outcome? It happens all of the time. And it's not easy, especially if you've never done this before, to know who is a good fit for you, who you should hire, and how to find them, how to qualify them. What do I even ask? So here are 6 things that you should absolutely find out before you hire anybody to do your brand design. Number 1, what is their process? There's a difference between someone who makes logos and a strategic brand designer. Are they just gonna draw something up for you, or are they gonna actually learn about your business, do some research, try to understand what your brand is all about, try to understand your customers? How are they going about this? This is really important because a lot of people can make something pretty. Not everyone can make something that actually benefits your business and drives your business forward, that aligns with your goals. So you want someone strategic. You also want to know, how is this actually going to work? How do you start? Do we talk first? Do you make a mood board? How do you find out what direction I want to go in with my brand? These are important things to ask so that you feel really confident in the process and that you understand that they're doing their due diligence up front to make sure they understand you and are going to give you something that you're going to be really stoked about. Number 2, what's the timeline? Branding projects can take a while to get good results, and you just want to know up front, how long is this going to take? For me, in my Bring It to Life brand design package, it takes about 6 weeks. It can go even longer if there's more deliverables like web or something like that. You want to know up front, how long is this going to take me and how is it going to work? Are we going to have weekly check-ins? That's something I do with my clients. Or am I just not going to hear from you for several weeks? What is the timeline like and how are we going to check in with each other? Number 3, you want to know, what will I actually get at the end of this process? For example, a lot of times people will hire someone to create a logo for them, and sure, they end up with one image of a logo, but they don't have all of the different assets, all of the different versions that they need. They don't have one with a transparent background. They don't have a black and white one. They may not have a high resolution logo. I see this all of the time. So 1, you want to find out, am I going to get all of the different files? What files will I get? Am I going to get the design files if someone needs to use it in the future, if I want to modify it myself? These are super important questions, and not every designer is going to give it to you, especially the ones on the lower price point. Am I going to get brand guidelines? So are you just going to give me a whole bunch of stuff like logos and identify my colors? Or am I going to get a document that tells me what all of these details are and how I use them in the future? Brand guidelines are really valuable. I always recommend that you include them in your project or make sure that you're getting them, because they're literally the guidelines for how to use this brand that you have invested in. And without those, what's the point? Number 4, how many revisions do I get? This question is huge because the revisions, or the number of rounds of design, are going to be really instrumental in determining if you get something you actually like. So with my clients, I do 2 sets of revisions, and so ultimately I do 3 rounds. I show them the first one, revision, second one, revision, third one. And that's hopefully the final project, the final output. I've never had an instance where it took more than that. And if it did, I would work that out because I want my clients to be happy. But you need to know these things up front because that's a big concern going into one of these projects, investing your time and money. How do I know I'm gonna get something that I like at the end of it? And what is the designer gonna do to ensure that I have a positive outcome? So make sure you know upfront how many rounds of revisions you're getting. Number 5. How much does it cost? This is pretty straightforward, but obviously you want to know the cost of everything you're getting into and how can you afford it? Are there payment plans? Is it one-time payment? Is it 50% up front, 50% at the end? How does this work and what is the final cost, which goes along with what is included? And number 6, what does your work look like? This is so important. Not every designer designs every type of style or logo. You want to work with someone whose work you really like. Some designers have a pretty strong aesthetic or style. Some are really versatile and can kind of go across the board, but you want to know what you're getting yourself into. Just like if you're gonna go get a tattoo, you want to make sure that that tattoo artist can do your style. So make sure you take a look at their work and see if there are examples of stuff that they have done that you really like, so that you know they are going to be able to create something for you that you're gonna love and that they're gonna understand the style that you're going for. You don't have to see a direct example. You don't even have to see anything in your industry. Just make sure that you like their work. Okay, so that was a super quick ride through all the questions you should ask, everything you should know before you bring on a brand designer to rebuild or build for the first time your brand. It's super important so that you go into it feeling confident, you know exactly what you're getting into, and you don't end up looking at your logo like, ugh, I wish I had known better. So hopefully these tips will save you some of that time, money, and frustration. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. I'd be happy to answer you and help you through this process because I know it's pretty tough out there. Feel free to book a discovery call with me. I'm always looking to take on new design projects with awesome brands. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time. All right, y'all, if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff down there. And check me out at LizMarieStrategy or LizMarieStrategy.com.